in truth except for Allah Azza wa Jal, up until his final moments, when the cloth was upon his face and he was distressed with the pains of death, and he warned against shirk, and he said the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upon the Jews and the Christians. لعن الله اليهود والنصارى اتخذوا قبور أنبيائهم مساجد. The curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upon the Jews and the Christians. They took the graves of their prophets to be places of worship. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he spent his whole life, all of his effort, whatever money he could get his hands on, to guide the people to this Tawheed, to following the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then some of the people claiming to love him, they go beyond those boundaries. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in his time, before these people even emerged, he said, لا تطروني كما أطرت النصارى ابن مريم. Do not overpraise me. Do not go beyond boundaries, giving me the attributes of Allah Azza wa Jal, in praising me just like the Christians did with Isa ibn Maryam, where they said he's the son of Allah. And then a group from this ummah, they invent innovations, and they go beyond bounds in describing the Messenger, saying he knows the unseen, he controls the universe. In times of difficulty and distress, call upon him and he will answer your du'as. When the boat rocks and a person fears for his life, then call upon the Messenger, call upon the Sheikh Abdul Qadir, and this one and that one. They ignored the clear text of the Quran and the Sunnah, and out of their claim for love of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they went beyond bounds and raised him up, giving him the attributes of Allah Azza wa Jal, as if they never heard the ayah from the Quran, قُلْ لَا أَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِي نَفْعًا وَلَا ضَرًّا. Say, O Messenger, I do not possess, even for my own self, no good, no benefit, nor any harm. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهِ. Except with that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me, except with that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me to have. وَلَوْ كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ لَاسْتَكْثَرْتُ مِنَ الْخَيْرِ وَمَا مَسَّنِيَ السُّوءُ. And if I had truly known the unseen, if I had been this individual they raised beyond bounds, then I would have amassed, I would have gathered together a great amount of good. All the treasures of the world, he would have gathered them together, and no harm would ever have touched him. If the Messenger knew the unseen, then he would have dodged the rock that was thrown at him, that injured him at the battle of Uhud. If he knew the unseen, he never would have touched that piece of meat where the Jewish woman, she poisoned him. If he knew the unseen, he would have gathered together the treasures of the worldly life, and he would have given it in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal. Some of the people from these groups, from these many groups of Sufiya, they invent, or rather they follow this practice of celebrating the birthday of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that he never practiced, he never called to. Nor did Abu Bakr or Umar or Uthman or Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhum. Nor did any of the Sahaba, nor did any of the Tabi'een, or even those who followed the Tabi'een. They practiced this celebration of the birthday of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, just like the Christians did with Isa ibn Maryam, and they go beyond bounds. And they recite lines of poetry saying, يا أكرم الخلق ما لمن ألوذ به سواك عند حلول الحادث العممي. They say, O Messenger, O the most generous of creation, I have nobody to seek refuge with at the time when the major calamity befalls, when the day of resurrection is established. Shirk, in seeking refuge. فإن من جودك الدنيا وضرتها For verily, they say in their lines of poetry, from your generosity is everything within the worldly life and the hereafter. Shirk again in rububiyyah. وَمِنْ عِلْمِكَ عِلْمُ اللَّوْحِ وَالْقَلَمِ. And from your knowledge is the knowledge of the pen and the preserved tablet. They gathered together all three types of shirk in small lines of poetry as they sit down and gather together and offer sweets, and they sing and they dance to bring in the foolish and the individual who has limited Islamic knowledge. So brothers and sisters, let us examine our own selves. Let us consider if we are truly upon the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the love of His Messenger. Let us not be fooled by claims that have no grounding with them, that have no strong evidence to prove them. Let us not be from those who are misled from the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let us not be from those who take light these affairs of innovating into the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal, as if they are saying that this is a celebration, this is an act of worship that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with and Allah loves, and Allah will grant you reward by doing it, even though the Messenger didn't call to it, as if the Messenger didn't know it, or the Messenger must have hid it. Let us beware of innovations in the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal, because the Messenger that they claim to follow, that they claim to love, He Himself, He said, عَلَيْكُمْ بِسُنَّتِي وَسُنَّةِ الْخُلَفَاءِ الرَّاشِدِينَ الْمَهْدِيِّينَ. Upon you is to follow my sunnah, my path, and the path of the rightly guided Khulafa, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhum. And let us beware of innovations, because as the Messenger himself, he said, فَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. Verily, every single innovation, it is misguidance. وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. And every single innovation, it only takes you to the hellfire. اللهم أعنا ولا تعن علينا، اللهم انصرنا ولا تنصر علينا، اللهم انكر لنا ولا تنكر علينا، اللهم اهدنا ويسر الهدى لنا، اللهم انصرنا على من بغى علينا، اللهم اجعلنا لك شاكرين، لك ذاكرين، لك راهبين مطيعين، إليك مخبتين منيبين. ربنا تقبل توبتنا واغسل حوبتنا وأجب دعوتنا وثبت حجتنا واهد قلوبنا وسدد ألسنتنا واسلل سخيمة قلوبنا. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا، واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير والموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم إنا نسألك الثبات في الأمر والعزيمة على الرشد، ونسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك، ونسألك شكر نعمتك وحسن عبادتك، ونسألك قلبا سليما ولسانا صادقا، ونسألك من خير ما تعلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما تعلم ونستغفرك لما تعلم إنك أنت علام الغيوب. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. يقول نبيكم صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن من أفضل أيامكم يوم الجمعة، فأكثروا علي من الصلاة فيه، فإن صلاتكم معروضة علي. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.